Hi! About a few weeks ago, my colleague sent out a free report to you titled The Three-Dimensional Marketing System for Tuition Centers. And in that report, you probably found some techniques or strategies or methods that you could use to help bring your tuition center to the next level. You may have read the report, and if you have not, I urge you to. The reason why I'm saying this is because in that report, you have more than 12 different methods, 12 different actionable strategies that you can use tomorrow to improve your chances at dominating your industry. And whether or not you've read that report, it really doesn't matter right now, because I want you to continue watching this video, because in this video I'm going to share with you some of the challenges or problems faced by tuition center owners such as yourself. And one of the biggest problems or challenges usually told to me by tuition center owners are competition. The competition is huge. Well, admittedly, your market is huge. You've got your peak of close to 1 million children right now looking for tuition centers and tutors. But while the market is huge, it presents a large opportunity, a huge opportunity really. And this huge opportunity is being picked up on by other individuals. And these individuals are setting up tuition centers just like you have done in the past. Which means one thing really. Competition is growing, it's real, it's here to stay, and it's going to become worse next year. The number one problem why many tuition center owners are not able to bring their business to the next level. And it is this: outdated sales and marketing techniques. Really outdated. Back in the years, the good old years where it was relatively quite easy to get and fill up a tuition center, all you had to do as a center owner is to print out a dozen or so flyers and then get someone to give it out. Parents would get hold of these flyers, and what they would do is that they would call you up, send their children, and enroll. Easy. But that was in the past. This was 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. If you have realized, and if you have tried your hands at flyers marketing, you know what I'm talking about. Flyers marketing is obsolete. It doesn't work anymore. Well, it may work if it was targeted, which means to say that if you were standing outside a school and give it out to parents who are picking up their children from school. But it is really difficult to reach out to these parents who are really the decision makers, the people who actually make the decision to sign up their children for your school. So you can no longer rely on things such as flyer marketing. Now, how about newspaper classifieds? Nobody ever uses classifieds for tuition centers anymore. Why? It just plain doesn't work. You know, it's the equivalent of a parent sitting down, flipping through a classifieds newspaper and going to the tuition center section and then deciding who to call. Nobody does that anymore. How about radio ads? Radio ads are great because sometimes parents are driving home, they're listening to the radio, and suddenly they hear a radio advertisement talking about how great your tuition center is and what your child can benefit from signing up. But there's still one problem. It's not targeted. The parent hears about it, they want to call you, but then they don't have your number because it's gone. The next ad is on, the music is playing, and they forget your number. That's really a big issue right now. Plus, it's expensive. You can truly not, and I repeat, you cannot measure the return on investment on radio advertisements. So say for example, MediaCorp charges us $3,000 to get your ad in front of thousands of listeners during, say, a Saturday evening, 7 p.m. It's really difficult to track how much return on investment you got as a result of the ads. So for $3,000 invested in a radio ad, you are not knowing how much you're making back from it. So that's a real issue. So I've just cancelled out flyer marketing. I've just cancelled out even Yellow Pages advertising. I've cancelled out radio advertising. Don't even get me started on television advertising. Nobody's going to pay $10,000 upwards to get access to an untargeted list of people. I've gone through with you two things. The first is rising competition and your lack of ability to attract parents to come in to sign up for your child, for their child. And the second thing is that I have outlined to you some outdated marketing and sales techniques that you or your staff are currently engaged in that don't work anymore. Now, next I want to show you how you can deal with lost inquiries. What do I mean by lost inquiries? Lost inquiries are simply inquiries made via telephone, via email, via SMS, or via face-to-face prospecting, where the client gets in touch with you, inquires about the price or about whether you're teaching a certain subject, and then they disappear. Poof, they disappear for good. You never hear from them again. And even in the event that your staff or you are hardworking enough to follow up with them, to call them up and say, hey, what happened? Are you still interested? They just don't reply. They just don't pick up your phone calls, or they say, sorry, I found someone else, or I'm sorry, I think that my child will not be enrolling in tuition this year. So that really is a big issue, lost inquiries, because you're spending money. You're spending a lot of money trying to attract these parents. You're spending a lot of money to really show your marketing message to the masses and telling them that you are a great tuition center. But when they call you and they inquire, they disappear. That's a really big issue. The question is, why are they calling you and they're not returning your calls? Why are they inquiring and they're not converting to become customers, to become clients, to become students? There's really a big disconnect right here. So what really is happening? I'll be sharing with you in the next few videos. If you were to just opt in your name and email address in the box to my left, your name and email address, just click submit, and we'll send to you access to 3 other videos which will really touch on these points. The problem about competition, how to attract customers, the problem about outdated marketing and sales techniques and what you can do about it, the issue about lost inquiries and what you can do in order to minimize this, and also I will share with you some tips on video how you can kill price objections. We've all gone through our fair share of price objections in no matter what industry we're in. So you're a tuition center and parents call in, and before they even ask anything, before they even ask whether your tutors are qualified, before they even ask whether you're open on Sundays, before they even ask whether you have a qualified track record, they say one thing: how much? How much is your maths tuition for my primary 5 kid? Now that really strikes a nerve. It really strikes a chord with me, because I was getting a lot of that. And my colleague Joshua, when he was working as a tutor, it really struck him. Because the incidence level or the rate at which parents would call in and just ask about the price alone, that means they have been price shopping, is high. Now how do you kill these price objections? How do you take the price out of the equation altogether? How do you make these parents commit to your tuition center without asking the price? Or even if they did, they'd be like, oh, okay, X dollars is fine, no problem. I'm going to teach you how to do all of this in the next few videos. Now, in the next few videos, we'll be also sharing with you our three-dimensional marketing system for tuition centers. The first is lead generation. How really will you be able to generate leads automatically? I repeat, automatically. We're going to show you how you can set up a lead generation system where all you do, or all your staff does, is pick up the phone and answer inquiries. Log into your email and answer inquiries. Close the sale. We're going to show you how you can do all that and more. Next, we're going to show you the sales process. We're going to show you how you're able to bring your customer. Let's call this customer John, alright? John. John is the father of a 12-year-old child who's about to sit for their major exams. So this is really point A. This is where they are. Point A refers to where the father's mindset is at. He is wondering really which tuition center is the best fit for his child. He's really wondering whether X dollars that tuition centers are charging is a fair price. And he's asking himself, which is the best tuition center that I can send my child to? I want premium quality education for my child. I'm not going to shortchange my children. Okay, so this is John at point A. I'm going to show you through this sales process, part of the 3D marketing system, how you can transport or bring this father, John, through a journey of changing his mindset to point B. I'm going to show you this in such a way that at the end of the day, he's going to be saying, wow. Right? And this will be covered in the next video. And B really is the point where the father has decided to sign up. The father has no price objections, and the father has pretty much or less declared that your tuition center is the choice for his son. And he's going to be a fan. I'm going to show you how you can make this father, who was from point A, not so sure about a tuition center, bring him to point B, not only signing up, but telling all his friends and family about you, increasing your enrollment. Does that sound great? Sure. And thirdly, I'm going to show you some profit boosters. I'm going to show you how you can, with your current pool of clients or students, make more money every month. Not necessarily going out there to get new customers, because that costs money. Marketing costs money. But I'm going to show you how you can work with the same number of students, or the ones that are already inside your system, how to make more profits through things like upselling, cross-selling, joint ventures, more stuff like that. And if you're interested, I really urge you to put in your name and email address in the opt-in box to my left.